So I went and picked up 3 of these beautiful all brass Waterbury padlocks, and I don't know why they do this, but it looks like the seller probably like sandpapered off the patina or something, because you can still see, maybe not on that one, that the inside the lettering, where it's considerably dark, especially here it's considerably darker than the surface, and even towards the edge here it's like the letters got really shallow, so they're barely there. So I'd rather they just sell it all dark and stuff, but maybe other people like the shiny ones. I don't know if this is the normal finish. It's very like almost like a sandpaper, whatever. Maybe that's how they are originally. I don't know. These are the only ones I have, but they are pretty cool locks. They had me stumped for a little bit. They're key retaining, and we'll go ahead and pick these 3, and I'll show you what I encountered. So let's get this guy in here a bit. Should be about good, right? Maybe like this. Turn off our autofocus. All right, let's get these in here. Should have thought of this before. I'll just hold the whole thing. Sorry about that noise. Like that, I guess. All right. So, little music wire tensioner, and I'm going to be using this really flat hook. It's the SF Stev Profile by Sparrows. They're short hook, and the reason is that the low lifts on this are really close to the wording, and you can't really fit a big hook under some, especially if the low lifts are towards the front, unless somehow you figure out how to go from the bottom. But the wording does a pretty good job of making you have to go from this left ledge here. So for picking, standard thing, that's for 1, 2, 3 are not binding, 4 is binding, and so I can't fit the hook under it, so I'm going to let off tension a little and just kind of push the hook under, and there we go. 4, 5 is jiggling. All right, now coming out feels like 3. Click there. Coming out 1, I guess, or maybe not. Maybe no. 5 is not binding yet. 4 is not binding. 3, 2. It's gotta be. All right, 2. No, 1. Yep, 1. And then, so I got to this point a lot where it clicked. I got a little false set. I was like, okay, there must be spools, and I felt around. I'm like, that's jiggling. That's jiggling. 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 Everything's jiggling. I'm like, there's no binders. And so I went through all 3 of these, reset many times over, and I couldn't figure what was going on. And then one time I flipped it and I ran it along the bottom, and I felt, hey, the bottom of this lock is not flat. It's bumpy. There must be some sort of pins down here for whatever reason. But all I did is I go on the bottom and I started like pushing, and there we got the open. So we should. It's not popping because the vise got in the way. So let's keep the tension, remove it from the vise. And is it not the vise that got in the way? Why is it not turning? Sorry, is there another one? I never encountered it like this before, where I popped it and it doesn't open. Yeah, look at that. All right, let's see. This is interesting. Well, it's not opening for some reason, and my tensioner's stuck a little. Get it back to where it's supposed to be. And why aren't we opening? All right, very strange. Very strange. Let's try the key out. See if I mess up. No, key works fine. Key retain. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you see that, but if I turn it, it turns the shackle. So something about the key retaining mechanism interacts like that. All right, we'll go again because it doesn't take long. So again, work my way under 4. I feel 3 bind. Come back. I feel 1 bind. Then we drop into that false set. We go and we feel along the bottom for. Oh, and there we are. We're open. But it's not opening. I don't know what's going on with this. So I'll figure this out after. It never gave me that issue before. We'll just go work on the other 2. So on this one here, and if we look at the key of that last one, I worked under 4 and 5, and that just got them to the low lift. I came back and set this 3, and it came back and lifted 5 or something. There's 2 here. Number 1. I don't know why I didn't lift number 2. I don't know what's going on there. Interesting. Maybe I only lifted 2 and 1, and 3 somehow got lifted when I was sliding underneath. Well, let's see what goes on with this one. All right, already 1 out the gate. Feels like 1 is binding. Click there. 2 feels like it's binding. Click there. 3 is not binding. 4 is binding. Trying to get under it. Click there. 5 is binding. Oh, nothing there. Okay, now see what's binding now. 2, maybe 3. There we go. And we got that little false set going on. So now we're going to look along the bottom for anything. There we go. And this one, you see this one opened. So I don't know what's with that first one, but that one's open. And let's go to the third one. And these are a lot of, they're quite simple once you know the little trick on the bottom, but until you know that, it was just like frustrating, like what's going on. And they're fun little picks. So number 1, click. I think this is 3, click. 4, having a hard time getting under. All right, and 5, having a hard time getting under. 5, click. All right, 4, 3, all right, 2 binding, and got that little false set. Let's look along the bottom for anything. And the bottom, it feels like always just like 1 pin is stopping me from getting the open, and there it is. So I think there might be just like 1 check pin down there or something. Oh my gosh, that you need to set. I can't gut these, so looking inside of this, yeah, there's the shackle comes from the right side. I wonder if these are shimmable. I didn't bring down any shims. It'd be nice to check out. But I'm guessing because it's key retaining that it's not shimmable is my guess. But what do I know? I don't usually do bypasses. But we'll try this one guy one more time to figure out why the previous 2 attempts didn't get me an open. Very strange. Because I've picked these ones quite a few times because they're a lot of fun, and I never had that happen before, right? See this one? Come on, come on. Think. Hold on, what did I do? 4, 3. Click. Where's my next button? Okay, I think this is 1, and then we get the false set. I go look on the bottom. I think it's this thing right here. Yeah. And again, we don't open. Only turn a little bit like that. Maybe get some more force. Nope. I'll break the key. What? I don't know what's stopping me from opening there. That's going to be interesting one to investigate, especially because you can't look inside, so it's all just like feeling around, trying to figure out what's stopping me from opening, but I don't know. Like I said, I've never had this happen before. We're just not opening. I'm just trying to feel if there's like, trying to wiggle and see if there's some pin. Like maybe there is a spool. Like this one here feels, oh, maybe there's also a spool in here that I'd never happened to trip up on before. Because this is moving interesting right here. A lot of counter rotation from, I think, pin 2, which when we looked at the key, that makes sense. The second pin is really high, but I didn't touch it these times, all right? I went from 3 to 1. All right, so now that I've set that, so maybe I have to set 2, and some reason I always set it previously. And now I can, okay, so now that I know that, let's go ahead and pick it again, knowing that I have to force set number 2 perhaps. All right, 3, 2, 4. Okay, so now I think 1 and 2 I think are set. So let's go ahead and hit that bottom pin again. And it's open. Oh, interesting. So I didn't think these had spools or anything on it, but that definitely felt like a spool in number 2. So in any case, that is the Waterbury all brass padlock. They're pretty cool, and they're fairly cheap to get on eBay. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.